Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Magic Boomer podcast. I'm your host, Ben. With me, as always, is my amazing co-host, Alex. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I've been incredibly busy past couple of weeks. It's been Thanksgiving. I'm trying to pack up a house to move and also play we'll call it a healthy amount of arena to the point where I'm not yelling at it, but I am getting that hit dopamine when I do score that lethal attack. So it's a balance that I'm trying to find.
For sure. Yeah, Arena, I don't know why. Arena always makes me more angry than like playing. I could play like 15 hours of Paper Magic and go like 0-8. And I'm like,
Yep.
that was fun. Like, it sucked, but it was fun. And Arena, I'll go 0-8 in like an hour and I'm like, I'm good for the day.
Yeah, I'm good for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But if I've played 8 hours of Magic, it means I got in a car with some friends and we drove to a city that we've never been to play in a shop I've never been to, and we get to go have like steak or like tasty drinks afterwards. Like that's
Or McDonald's, depending
okay.
on your placements.
Yeah, exactly.
Only winners get steak. If you don't top 8, you don't get steak. Hey, that'd be a good shirt. Anyway, so today we'll be talking about the Secret Lair debacle with Monster Hunter, and Wizards acknowledging it was bad. It was not Wizards. I don't have a source. I would bet all of my money
Tinfoil hats
that
are
it was Capcom and not Wizards that had issues with it.
Huh.
And then doing some Worlds discussion. The meta share breakdowns out. Deck lists aren't out at the time of recording. Those should go up tomorrow. So we're recording on Thursday night. They'll be up on Friday. So any speculation we have that's wrong, suck. Who cares? And yeah, and I think that's like, and then how Avatar's impacting Standard. So
Yeah.
the Monster Hunter Secret Lair. I'm gonna pull up the cards real quick. I probably won't have them on screen, but
yeah. And while you do that, have you ever played a Monster Hunter game?
I have. I don't like them. I have. I'm not.
Okay, you don't like them then.
I don't love them. I respect them for what they are, and I know why people like them. For me, the game, the movement, they're usually not optimized very well, so it's just like that sucks. And for me, the movement or like the core gameplay loop is just a little too slow for my like ADHD rattled brain. I say that as I play like roguelikes and like extraction shooters, and I'm fine with it. I don't know. It just Monster Hunter for me just isn't a thing that I super enjoy, but I understand why people like it.
Yeah.
And I think
I have never
concept is
one
cool
in my life. Oh yeah, the concept is very cool.
So do you know anything about it?
I know that you hunt monsters and you upgrade your gear. And Mila Jovovich was in a movie about it a couple years ago that was not very good.
Great. So pretty much. So the Secret Lair was announced with Capcom, and it was met with, well, I think the Magic community was like, all right, I just won't buy this because it's like I don't care about like there's no value here, which people say they don't want Secret
Very
Lairs.
little value.
Yeah, they don't care if Secret Lairs have value. I think in terms of like value of the Secret Lair, I think this is fine. It's like you're not getting anything that's like super expensive where you're gonna feel bad if you miss it, but if you want the cards because you want the art or the IP, here are some like cards that do have homes in like several decks that just have cool art, and I think that's fine. I think the Capcom community or like the Monster Hunter community was a lot more negative on this, or like the Monster Hunter fans who also really like, so the cards, it was Emerith Illustrious, Wistoria, the Jund Cat Dragon,
the vampire cat thing.
Yep. Calamax, the Stormstyre, and then Razaketh, the Foul-Blooded, were
is a demon,
which is a demon. Oh well, not all Monster Hunter, like not all monsters you hunt are dragon. It's weird that you would do this and not like Skittles. I feel like this could have been a great opportunity to reprint Skithrix.
Oh, but Skithrix,
the Infect Dragon. The next set was just some creatures like called the Hunters. So it was Grand Abolisher, Archaeomancer, Grim Horospex, Imperial Recruiter, which was probably the most expensive card in there, and then Champion of Lampholt. And notably on Champion of Lampholt, the name was spelt wrong. Champion of
Yep.
Kotoko it's the wrong location. I don't remember how it's spelled.
I think it's
Um,
Kokoto, like the K and the T were
yeah.
backwards
So like
in
that's
some
not a
combination of there.
good look. Um,
Nope.
and the other monsters were Nezahal the Primal Tide, Drakuseth, Zator the Desecrator, uh, Asmo Vivictus Asmati, the
Yep.
Dire, and some Sarulf the Realm Eater, which is I think the Jund wolf, not Jund, the Golgari wolf from like
Golgari Wolf,
Kaldheim.
yeah, from Kaldheim, yeah.
And then the other hunt cards were Blind Obedience, Snap, Village Rites, Mizium Mortars, and Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail looked sick. Like that was cool art. I really like that art on that.
Yeah, I did like the art just from a fantasy standpoint. It all looks
Yep.
cool as hell.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it's cool from a Monster Hunter perspective, I have no idea. But like you were saying, people did not like this.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there are a few things that they could have done way better. I think one is so in Monster Hunter, for those of you who don't know, or for Alex, you hunt monsters and then you turn them into weapons and you turn them into gear. So there was, I think the fact that they didn't reskin either reconfigure creatures or, as much as I hate mechanically unique cards, having mechanically unique reconfigure creatures that are big creatures that also become equipment would be very
Yeah.
on theme. Like we
We had a mechanic in Return to Ixalan, whatever the Lost Caverns, or it was
Craft.
like
Yep.
craft. Yeah, like I think that would have worked.
That would
really
also-
well.
Yeah, you take this dragon and you craft this creature into a weapon, like an equipment on the back. Like we
Sweet
don't.
hat.
Yeah, like we had it with Kaldheim where we have like the gods that are two of the gods are like weapons or like art, all the gods are artifacts on the back. But we had the two
Yeah, the flipbacks of them. Yeah.
we had two that were equipment. So we've seen something like it before.
Yeah.
So I think craft
When
would have
this
been
creature dies, return it to the battlefield, flipped over on its
Yep.
other, like transform of some kind, and turns into
Yeah.
a big axe or something.
or if it dies in combat, like you can make it a little bit more restrictive so it's like still flavorful but not overly oppressive in like Commander.
Yeah.
I think even just giving stuff like reconfigure is cool. One idea I had in my group was sagas, where you can tell the story of the hunt, and then at the end, the saga flips into an equipment.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So you get an idea that I just had was like you make a token, the token fights one of your creatures. If you don't control the token anymore, it flips. There are different things that you could do like that, where your team is hunting the monster and then getting it to turn into equipment.
What about battles?
Oh god, if battles didn't suck and weren't like the
I-
worst thing. They're just like, well, let's be real, this is for Commander players. And
Exactly.
but I mean
yeah.
you could take Battle of Ikoria and Battle of Zendikar, I think was another one of them. There were a few battles. There's one that I'm thinking of in green. Invasion of Ixalan and Invasion of Ikoria. That both became big dumb dinos.
Yeah.
And then Invasion of Aragomon as like a rhino on the back. So you could do battles for more flavor. I think the reception would still be very similar, as in they suck, because battles are not great. But I like the idea, right? Like there was just like so much more that they could have done with these. Which brings me to like the other question is like, do you see where Lairs just like suck? Like we remember when they started, like the first one we had was like, here's this, we're not telling you like when it's happening. Like you can just get in and get it. And everyone was like, okay, fine. Like if you do this once a quarter or like once every 6 months with like 3 or 4 cards, it's like a pop-up or whatever. Like this.
Yeah.
And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And that's like, okay. And then they switched it to super drops.
Yep.
Where it's like every few weeks we're getting them.
Yep.
And then they went back. Then they switched to, instead of fast shipping, they were like, well, we'll print them and then we'll ship them.
Yep.
And they went back on that.
Print to demand and then.
Yep. Limited quantity again.
Limited quantities. Yeah.
And I think since they've switched from print to demand to limited quantity, secret layers have sucked. Like it
Yeah.
is, I feel so much less incentivized to want to buy them. And I'm not just saying that because I can get like the demonic tutor where I'm like, I can just pick up a demonic tutor if I really want one. I just liked the art. Or like you miss out on
You were
like
very mad in the chat that day.
I was a little pissed because I was in queue for so long. But afterwards I'm like, it's a D tutor, I'll just buy one. Um
Yeah.
I think that the preying on the FOMO is, at least for me personally, I'm just like, I just don't care. Like I just won't get them. The
Yeah.
one I want is the Dan one. Um, Whenever that comes out, like the Dan deck secret layer.
Hmm.
That's the only one that I want, and I love Dan, which is why I want it. Like it's just I want to like sleeve it up and just play it.
Yeah, have it
Um,
ready to go when you need it. Yeah.
yeah, and the art's gorgeous. Like the art on the
Yeah.
cards are gorgeous, and it's a mental note reprint, which I need for Popper. So that card has not been reprinted. So also need it for a playset of those. Um, and like I almost got the 30th anniversary, like the
Oh, the
encyclopedia,
encyclopedia one.
and I looked at it. I'm like, this is sick. And then I looked. I'm like, okay, there's like 3 cards in here that I really want. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and it was
Like,
especially when you have like a collection of cards like that, where it's so many cards, and everybody has their own kind of preferred style of Magic card. What kind of art do you like? And there were enough in there that just I didn't jive with them. And I just
yeah,
thought like this is not what a Magic card's supposed to look like. I can stretch my imagination in some instances, but so many of them just looked like it's not my jam. That's all. I'll be polite and just say not my jam.
yeah, and I think that's fair, right? Like, I proxy cards, so I really don't. But when I'm proxying, I do like having my Magic cards. I don't say look like Magic cards because I feel like that's a bit reductive. Where it's like, oh, I like my thing looking like my thing. It's like, okay, like cool, I guess. But there is something nice when you're looking at a table and you're able to clearly identify what
Yes.
cards are what.
Yeah.
And there is an issue with secret layers that I have where if people are playing with a lot of secret layers, which again, it's like fine, I'll read the card, but
Yeah.
it is harder to identify cards at a glance. Um,
Yes.
when they have like the cereal box art
Hmm.
or what have, like, especially when it's either like a combo piece or something that's like actually incredibly important that you look over and you don't see like what you expect to see the art to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think secret layers, I think they're, I don't know. I'm like liking them less and less. I think the last secret layer I bought, what was it? I don't even remember what the last secret layer I got was.
I mean, so I'm very much with you. Like,
Let me
I am not the
look.
biggest fan of secret layers. The last one that I bought two. I bought two of the Final Fantasy ones.
That's the one I
I
bought.
was trying to buy three of them, try to get the board wipe one, but they were sold out of that one, even though I bought them in Japanese. I think the concept of the secret layer is very cool. It's a different art on game pieces that you like,
Yep.
and I'm not a huge fan when they do the mechanically unique stuff. Once they pulled off the band-aid with the Walking Dead one back when the rocks were
Years
still soft, it
ago.
feels like.
Yeah.
That rubbed me the wrong way, and I like that they acknowledged it to the point where they printed the in-universe versions of them, and I hope that we get that down the line. They did the Sony one recently, so I hope we
Yep.
do get some sort of in-universe Kratos and Aloy and all those. But my biggest problem with the secret layers themselves, once they went to this limited supply thing, it does create that sense of FOMO. And if you really like an IP, I was in line for I don't know how many hours waiting for the Final Fantasy one, and
Yep.
I was also trying to work that
Yep.
exact same time. And I just thought if I miss this because something more important came up, I'm going to be pretty upset. And I think that's the biggest problem. I understand that they're trying to maximize the money they can get for this stuff, but if Wizards took a step back, said, okay, when I bought the Doctor Who one, that one was live for 3 weeks, and I waited until basically the last day possible to order it, and then I forgot about the darn thing, and it actually showed up at the house my wife and I moved into after we had left the state. which was funny enough as it was. Here's this little box. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh, sweet, screwdriver. Um, I don't like the FOMO aspect of it,
Yeah.
and the fact that these cards become very, very valuable very, very quickly because they stop printing them. Like, have you looked at the 15th, or no, I'm sorry, the 14th Doctor's price recently?
It's like
It's
a hundred something.
$100 recently. Yeah. The regeneration of Tenet in his 4-color form, that's $100 card right now. No
Yeah.
idea why. Commander, I guess. But just when you make people commit so much time to get into a queue,
Yep.
not get what they want, that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm sure so many other people's mouths. That at the end of the day, I think if they just let things be print to demand, and that would also give them some time to do some better quality control. Go back to the Monster Hunter debacle here, where we've got typos, we've just got lackluster cards and choices of things. I think if they really put some effort into making these secret layers be the best they could be, then they're worth the money. And instead
Sure.
of, $30 for getting $4 worth of cards, like, I don't think they need to have value because the value is in the IP that you like.
Yep. Or the
So I
artist.
don't think that or the artist, yeah. But so you don't need to have demonic tutor. You don't need to have, Gaia's Cradle be in a layer. You just need to have cool cards that have good art, and the
Yep.
people who want them will buy them instead of this ridiculous, you know, scalping of them days later. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I got the Final Fantasy one too. I got the Psych Rift one in Japanese foil because that was all that was left. And I didn't
Yep.
wait in line for it. I went there afterwards. It was like the next day, I think. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, it was like I waited like a full 24 hours and I'm like, oh, it's still in
Ooh,
stock. I'm like,
that's
okay, I'll pick them up.
impressive.
I'm like, cool. I mean, I'll pick one up now. I'm like, I've been wanting a Psych Rift again because I sold mine years ago, and I'm like, this is cheaper than a Psych Rift.
Yeah.
And I have a use for Silence. I have a use for Prismatic Ending. So like all the cards are seeing
Yeah.
play. It's like Lightning Bolt. I'm like, I have 18 or 20 different printings of different secret layer bolts now. Um, I think, and I did buy the SpongeBob one that was mostly to piss people off. Because I got the days
I'm
and the
pissed off
counter
about
spell,
that.
and I like the basics. So I have the SpongeBob one I got. But again, those weren't mechanically unique, and I didn't wait in line for those. Those I just kind of like. It was after work, and I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder if those are still up. They were still up, so I got them.
Yeah.
I think the other issue I have with secret layers is the packification of it, so to speak, where they started with the bonus cards, and now you have people like these bonus cards where you're getting secret layers, and you're like, I hope I can open the lottery on this secret layer for the
Yeah.
bonus sheet and hit like
Mikuni Snapcaster Mage, or
yeah,
whatever
Snappy,
it is.
or the serialized like Shadowborn Apostles, or the left fonted, the left lined cards like the Viscers here, like the swapped.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
Again, more FOMO, yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool when they did it with like the stained glass planeswalkers, because you're like, ooh, you get a stained glass planeswalker
Oh,
in
yeah.
every secret layer, and it's printed demand. And I still have some of them. Most of them are uncommon crap, but I had like a Karn for a while, like, so it's cool when you get them. But with this, it's like the Smothering Tithe for SpongeBob,
Yeah.
or the Counter Spell, right? Like there are just printings of cards that are now just. And again, you just don't buy them, right? Like, who cares? But it sucks that this thing that was meant to be a direct-to-consumer product for singles is now also a pack of cards, in a sense. And that feels like crap, because, like, oh, I got this cool secret layer. I hope I also get this expensive card. And you open it, and you're like, oh, it's a Druid of Purification. Okay. But it's like, no, you got, like, the cards you wanted. Like, don't get them because you're gambling on the potential good card. Just get. And I don't think print to demand affected the price, because I think like there's the Galaxy Foil Strip Mine secret layer, and that was, I think, print to demand, and that card is still wildly expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't think
at that point, then you can buy as many as you want and flood the market if you want to, and that's fine. And Wizards still makes their money. That's the whole thing. At the end of the day, Wizards, like, We can talk about economics another time, but wizards will always make their money. You know,
Yeah.
on a secret layer, they're gonna make their money. You know, on on a set, no matter how crappy it is, looking at you, Spider-Man, they're still gonna make their money because game stores and distributors and all the places that you can buy Magic card from pay for it up front.
Yeah.
They carry no risk. I mean, they
Yeah.
carry risk on the line if the set sucks, and all of a sudden stores are like, "Well, I'm not going to order any Ninja Turtles." That's a thing. But in the moment, in the short term, they make their money,
Yeah. Well,
and
and
that's what
also
pisses me off.
like
Consumerism.
I'm wondering because I don't know the refund policy on secret layers. So, and I guess I could just look it up real quick. Um,
Surprised it doesn't exist. I'm sure it. I mean, I know it does because I've seen plenty of people post online of, "Oh, my card was crimped or it was miscut or whatever," and there's a market for that. But people who don't know that and get a bust and get a you know defective card, they feel slighted, and I get that.
yeah. So it says I have a pre-order for what you've not been billed yet. So I don't remember if you pre-ordered the secret layer or if you like with the printed demand, if it was you paid on. I think you paid beforehand, right?
Yeah, when I bought the Doctor Who one, I definitely paid well in advance. I mean, when I ordered it, I paid right then and there.
Yep. So, because I was curious, I'm like, I wonder if Wizard had issues with people doing chargebacks if they bought a bunch of secret layers that were printed demand, and then I wonder if like that was part
Oh,
of the issue,
sure.
or if there were issues with print runs where it was more expensive to have the printers do longer prints. Like if they're taking up more space on more time at the printers. Um,
And that could certainly be a factor, but if they weren't trying to churn out a secret layer every single freaking week, that
yeah,
might
well,
be okay then.
and it definitely sucked when you get like you'd order secret layer and you'd be like, it'll be here in 6 months, but you also once it got there, you were like, ooh, piece of candy. Like it was a nice little
Yeah,
surprise. Like there was
I
one I
forgot
got.
about the Doctor Who showing up. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
got
exactly right.
the city ones that had like the Azusa and the Tesa and the Sakashima,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and I bought that. Forgot I had bought it. I looked at my mailbox. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I meant to cancel these. I forgot to not do this. Um, so I was like charred. I just forgot that I bought them. Um,
Yeah. But then we have case, the singular case, the one that sticks out the most to me at least, the Heads I Win, Tails You Lose Commander deck, which shipped a year after it was originally ordered.
yep.
I mean, that right there is a huge mark against, whatever went wrong there. I'd like to think that they remedied it because they have done more Secret Lair Commander decks in the past couple of, more recently too. So I think they've got that fixed up, but I think I think about like the professor's secret layer alerts and his ratings for them. It's just like secret layer as a concept overall is not a great one, and the execution of it makes it even more so not great.
Yeah, like yeah.
I'm just glad that I'm not that enticed by many of them. You know, Final Fantasy, sure, a lineup, take my money. Doctor Who, same thing. There's not many properties out there that I'll just line up for like I did that one day. Just it's not going to happen very often.
Yep. And like you can look and some of these like the Uncharted, I'm surprised the Uncharted one is still in stock. Um like the Uncharted foil and the Last of Us foils are still in stock. Like plenty in
Oh,
stock.
cool.
The Furby one's still in stock.
To the surprise of absolutely no one, at least me.
Yeah, you can still get the God of War, like the Jeskai ones. Like those are not
Cool.
in low, like you can still get non-foil copies of those. And those went out like a few weeks
It's been
ago.
over a month. I want to say that those were first released. Yeah.
Let's see. October
So maybe they don't make their money
27th.
automatically.
October 27th. So a little over a month at this point.
Yeah.
And
I wonder
like,
if there's like a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of warehouse where all of the unsold secret layers sit in a box.
well, at the MagicCon prize wall, they have secret layers. Like they have just.
Oh,
Like,
that's true. Yeah.
Eli and I got one, and we immediately sold it, and to a vendor and bought cards because it was the easiest way to turn our ticks into money. We're like, what's the most valuable secret layer? This one's sick. Sell it to a vendor, split the cash, and buy the
I
last few
mean,
cards we needed on Saturday.
we could say that Wizards is printing money by creating secret layers, and so and in that cycle of commerce, you have also basically printed money.
Yeah, it's great. I see the Furby one still in stock with the Soul Ring. Like the I think like unironically the Furby like Soul Ring, Explore, Inspiring Call, Chromatic Lantern, Distant Melodies. If you're talking about like crap cards, I mean, and they're still in stock.
Those
These are
some
crap cards. But the fact that you're like, if you really want to troll, if you just want to like upset people, or you just like the art's kind of cute and you want to get it, it's like, okay, cool. Like, but I don't know. I think like the FOMO, I think the FOMO of stuff I think is starting to like drain people.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we see that with the PlayStation ones being both available in foil and non-foil still is
I mean, that just
huge.
tells you right there that those properties are not as resonant with other people. You know, I mean, yes, God of War, Last of Us, Uncharted, those are some of the greatest video games
Sure.
that have been released in the past decade. You know, just full stop. You know, there's no argument there. But, you know, if you're not a gamer, you know, like it's here are the Magic players, and then of those Magic players, how many of them are also God of War players, and how many of those are also Uncharted players and The Last of Us players. The Venn diagram gets to be very, very small, very, very quickly. And even if I am some sort of speculator who's like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy up everyone that I can, and then try to flip these on the secondary market and make some profit, I'm probably going to lose out on that. I have to make that calculated risk right there, and then recognize that I'm not going to make my money back as quickly as I would be on Final Fantasy or Doctor Who or any of the other ones that are like, you know, truly desirable IPs.
Yep, and just more desirable cards. Like not even just
that too, yeah.
like, you know, it's hard with mechanically unique cards because you're like, oh well, do I build a commander? Like, so yeah. I think secret layers are just not. I don't know. It just I liked when they were. I liked when they were print to demand and a little less common.
Yeah.
Especially for like the very like the ones where you're like, I like this artist, I want to be able to get this.
Yeah.
And or the basic lands where you get like 2 basics in a drop, and you're like, I want to get a play set of them. And
I need 10 of these basics, and I'm not going to buy 4 secret layers to get that many. That's where I have a real problem with secret layers. Basic lands of secret layers is nonsense. There's another basic land out there that I could use instead.
Yeah, and like the full art, like the textless basics, are
Wait, so, the textless basics?
No, sorry, the full text.
Basics.
The full text.
The full text basics.
Are like so incredibly expensive. And it's like, why? You're like, why? They're basics. They're like, oh, but again, I think basics also are like a good card to put in a secret layer, right?
Just not 5 in a layer though. You have to give us like 10 of each. That's what people do. Like I collect the basics I want to play to draft with them.
Yeah, I
need to have 10 matching ones. I can't have you know, 1 of each be special foil nonsense. I don't get Wizards' problem with that. That just blows my mind. They print foils like crazy as it is. Is it going to kill them to print a couple more basic lands that have a pretty tree on them? I don't think so.
Yeah, and like
they're gonna make their money.
And like the full text basics are also like anywhere between $6 and $10 each.
That's stupid.
And like
that's just dumb.
And like the pixel lands, like depending on which pixel like lands you have, are like 10 to 20 each. Like, so if you're into Magic Finance, get the land secret layers because people will want them usually. But also this is
much
not
like regular investing advice: buy real estate, buy lands.
So I think that's what the secret layers, like, you know, they're fine. Let's talk about some more positivity though. Let's talk about the Worlds. Yeah. So Worlds is happening. Let me pull up the metagame page real quick.
126 of the best Magic players in the world.
Yep.
In sunny Washington. I can't say that with a straight face.
Where it's probably cold as hell. Yeah, it's 126 players, so a smaller field than a normal Pro Tour.
Yep.
So the meta breakdown is we have 23 Is It Lessons decks, which is about
Yep.
18% of the field. 20 Teamer Otters, which I forgot that deck kind of existed, but it's cool seeing Teamer Otters.
Yep.
16 Bant Airbending, which we'll get into. Especially also Lessons we'll get into, right? 14 Is It Looting. I think Is It Looting and Is It Lessons are like the same shell, but you're just using Artist Talent and Monument of Endurance instead of other stuff, I'm assuming, because I know that there is
the creatures change up by a significant amount too in the looting version as well.
Yeah. Jeskai Control. Love seeing just like a straight control deck.
All the lightning helixes all day long.
Lightning Helix, stock ups, Day of
Get
Judgment,
lost.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We have 9 Is It Prowess. Cool.
Brave souls.
Only 7 Simic Ouroboros, which is that Simic aggro deck that everyone's like ban Badger Mole. Like we're seeing 2 green decks in the top 5. That being Teamer Otters and Bant Airbending, and I don't even know, is Teamer Otters even on Badger Mole Cub?
It is yeah, it's playing 4 of them. Yeah,
It is playing 4 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the Teamer in Teamer Otters is a bit of a miss in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's there for the key combo piece of Enduring Vitality. But this is predominantly a blue-red deck that just happens to go off because you have a green combo piece.
yeah, and then Analyze the Pollen, right? You're able to tutor.
Yeah.
So
mostly blue-red. Tiny G.
Yep. Simic Ouroboros only 5.6% of the field, which is not surprising, but also surprising because if you go online, it's all anyone's talking about is how busted this deck is. And then you have to like take a moment to realize spot removal exists, and you're playing a 2-drop that does not impact the board immediately.
And there's so much spot removal in this format.
Yeah. Sultai Reanimator is coming in with 6 decks. There's 5 Golgari Ouroboros players, which is cool that they're not doing the Simic. They're opting for black, which I'm assuming is probably better in the mirror. I'm sure you get better removal. So you can be probably a little bit more interactive. Jeskai Artifacts, there's 4. So some team is like, Jeskai Artifacts is what we're doing. Like, it's that is a team that someone's like, we're doing this. And
again,
then
brave souls out there.
And then there are 12 decks that are considered other, which I think are 3 or less players.
Yeah. It's like a mix of like 4-color control and some other kind of more niche.
Yeah. So we have like Dimir Bounce, which uses Fear of Isolation and Boomerang basics to bounce Nowhere to Run and Grim Baubles. Mono red aggro using, actually none of the lists are using Leyline of Resonance.
Nope. Which is interesting too.
Yeah.
To see mono red take such a hit post Nemesis ban.
2 Dimir midrange players. Again, Dimir midrange was a deck that I think people were very concerned about becoming a like the best deck in the format, and that does not seem to have been the case. 1 Simic Otter player, love them. They're just cutting the red.
Cut the red cards.
Cut the red cards. Play Quantum Riddler and Splash Portal. Like just drown them in card draw. 1 Golgari Dragons player. And I'm so excited to see that list.
What does that even mean?
So it uses Caustic Exhale and Scavenger Regent. With a high density of dragons, and then using Ice Till Explorer to replay Fabled or casting Esper Origins from the graveyard.
I think that's kind of cool.
I think they went in. This reads to me as someone who thought the Simic deck was going to be a much higher percentage of the field.
I can see that, yeah.
Like you're playing Caustic Exile, you're playing 1 mana, like -3/-3 removal. You're playing a board wipe.
Super disfigure.
This looks to me like you were not expecting the meta game breakdown. It's also possible it might just be really good against Bant Airbending combo, which we'll get into in a second here. 1 Orzhov Demon player, so you're playing cards like Demon Wall into Unholy Annex. So the Demon Wall is a
Love
3
that.
mana 3/3 2 mana 3/3 menace defender. If it has a counter, it can attack as though it didn't have defender, and then you can pay 6 mana to put 2 counters on it. Unholy Annex is Phyrexian Arena, but you gain life if you have a demon instead of losing a bunch of life. Abandon Air Temple with white, so you can splash the new avatar card to like as an easy way to put counters on your Demon Wall, which is
so I can start attacking.
cute. And then Preacher of the Schism. You can also put counters on that and on the tokens with Abandon Air Temple. And then one Boros Mobilize, just playing Stadium Headliner, Voice of Victory. They're using Firebender's Ascension to double the Mobilize triggers,
which is super sick. Let's just get that out of the way. That's so sick.
Arabelle is also great in the deck. Again, with Firebender Ascension, you're able to double those attack triggers. And then Denly Streetwise Lookout. If
that's kind of the same trick, doubles your counter abilities. Yep.
So does it? If you have both Firebender's Ascension and Delny, is it just? I guess you just copy it, right? So you have 3 triggers total. You have the copy for Firebenders, and then
Yeah, because Delny is an additional time on top of the triggering the ability going off twice. So, yeah. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So Firebending Ascension doubles it. Delny says, hey, do it one more time.
But if it's triggering again, does Firebender's Ascension then trigger again? Because Delny's saying you're triggering it again. And Firebender's Ascension says whenever you trigger an ability, that ability triggers an additional time. You picked the order of replacement effects. So
this is true. Clearly somebody smarter than us figured this out.
So
and decided to put it in a deck.
If you somehow control, so at least for Delny, if you somehow controlled 2 of them, abilities of creatures you control with power 2 or less triggers 3 times. A third causes to trigger 4 times. Replacement effects. Okay, so I'm assuming it's probably just 3. Okay, its last ability doesn't copy the triggered ability. It causes the ability to be triggered an additional time.
Yeah.
So I think you get 4, because I think Firebender's Ascension copies the additional trigger again because of how Firebender's Ascension reads.
That makes sense, yeah. But Delny doesn't say to do that an additional time.
It says it triggers again, not
so 4 would make sense, yeah.
Because it says you may copy it. So copying it and triggering it are 2 different resolutions. Or 2 different things. So I think that's super cool that you're gonna try to live
this individual.
Yeah, you're gonna try to live the dream. I don't think it'll do well. Mark, I'm gonna be wrong.
Well, what's gonna happen is they're gonna 8-0 their draft and then be in the featured arena the entire weekend, while everybody else is gonna just crash it on draft and beat a bunch of these rogue decks. It's gonna be Boros Mobilize and Golgari Dragons in the finals. I'm calling it now.
You are out of your mind. God, I hope so. So, but I mean, that's a cool deck idea.
Broken clock, baby. Broken clock.
Boros Mobilize seems like I kind of want to bring this. I kind of want to throw this together once the list is out on Arena. I think I have all the cards.
It feels like a sick F&M deck. If I wanted to just play something kind of fun, that looks like a fun deck to play.
It seems like a fun
it's $40 too.
Sick F&M, or just I want to go spike a stupid RCQ with 10 people, and you're let's just play some nonsense that people don't know what to do against. But overall, the field looks pretty good. It's the top deck is 18% of the field, 18.3, 15.9, 12.7. So we'll call it 18, 16, 13% of the field for the top, and then 11 and 8. So a pretty 2 decks that people definitely think are, or 3 decks I would say that people definitely think
decks,
are.
If I was playing this, I would prep against those 3 decks specifically.
Yeah. So the first one again we said was, is it Lessons? So you're using cards like Combustion Technique, which scales incredibly well with Lessons in your graveyard. Accumulated Wisdom, which we said was on Ancestral Recall in certain situations, and it's not that hard to put yourself in those situations. And notably, it doesn't draw you the cards, which I don't know if that matters as much in standard. It can be a downside with some cards, not in the deck, but in general.
So it matters a huge amount actually with the Unagi of what's it called,
Oh,
Kyoshi Island, that
yes.
triggers off when an opponent draws their second card per turn. You draw two card or draw some number of cards.
Draw two,
That's
yeah.
in almost every single blue deck sideboard because of accumulate knowledge. So
Yeah,
people
like,
are aware of it and they're ready for it too, which I think cool.
yeah, because accumulated knowledge wisdom doesn't draw you the card; it puts into your hand. The Inagi is probably incredibly good against like quantum riddlers,
Oh yeah.
and boomerang basics, which is the one mana sorcery, not an instant.
Yep.
A group chat was popping off, and I wanted to call them illiterate because I'm like, yeah, obviously boomerang basics is a sorcery. You expect it to be an instant though.
Boomerang is an instant, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and they fixed it. Gran is a 1-mana 1/2 looter that also reduces non-creature spells if you have 3 or more lessons. So you're in color, like you're in constructed. And there are lessons that literally let you discard cards to draw cards. So you can discard 2 lessons, draw 2 cards, and you're already 2/3 of the way there. And then there are some shells that are using Artist Talent and Monument to Endurance, but the underlying core is lessons.
Yeah.
And Artist Talents and Monuments are great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Like those are great because you can loot away lessons you don't need. You can fill your yard. I'm curious if they're going to be on the serpent and the crab that you can flash in. I guess I can just like look. I don't know why I'm
so
like
the Unagi has flash. You know, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Most of the lists that I've been seeing, they're incredibly low to the ground. So yeah, we're not seeing a bunch of high mana value cards. The most expensive thing in the deck pre-sideboard is predominantly Rao Crackling Wit, which is a 4 mana play. And I think that's the right way to go about this, is playing it very low to the ground. That being said, in my magical Christmas land hoping dream world, this morphs into a teamer deck before this whole format kind of rotates itself out, and we get to see Iroh take its place in this deck, and all of a sudden it turns into this giant flashback machine, and that's just where I hope this thing goes.
Yeah, this deck looks sweet. So it's running Gran, it's running Sokka Bold Boomeranger, it's running Astrologian's Planisphere.
Sick card.
From Final Fantasy. I have one somewhere in my bulk. I bought one at MagicCon. I just needed I needed one more card for to use my card or something. Like it was some reason I'm just I had $2 in store credit left. I'm like, just give me one of those.
Good buy. It's a good buy.
It's cheap. It's 25 cents right now. So just pick some up. It's a cool.
It was 10. Yeah, it dropped off hard, but that's Magic Finance.
Yeah, but you're looking at this and this is mostly, I think this is the UB haters worst nightmare, because this is the most Universes Beyond cards we've seen in a deck, I think, since Universes Beyond came to standard with was it Final Fantasy was the first one? Yeah, right?
Yeah, Final Fantasy did it first, but even Final Fantasy didn't put this number of cards in decks. I mean, we got to see Vivi, obviously. Yeah, we saw Cecil Dark Knight in the blue-black decks.
Yep.
Yuna was seeing play, for a time.
Before
the
beans and stuff, yeah. But we're talking about a deck that is around because of Avatar.
Constructed right here.
Yeah, but I will say, I think this, hate Universes Beyond or love or hate it, I think Avatar has been one of the best examples of UB. Again, and we've talked about this before, but the cards feel good. And we also got a cool Lessons deck from it. The other deck that we got is the Bant Airbending combo deck, which uses Aang Swift Survivor or Savior, Aang Swift Savior, Appa Steadfast Guardian, Aang at the Crossroads, and then a card from Outlaws at Thunder Junction, Doc Arlock, Grizzled Genius. This stupid Simic Bear, thank God he's uncommon, is green-blue, and for a 2/3 Bear Druid, spells you cast from your graveyard or from exile cost 2 generic less. So when you airbend, it's free. And Appa
Yeah.
says, I'm going to airbend all of your creatures. And then you airbend all of your Aangs. And then you put your Aangs back in. And then you airbend your Appa. And then you keep getting a bunch of 1/1s because of Appa.
Just over and over and over
and
and over and over.
You just do that forever. It's on 4 Badgermole Cubs, 4 Gene Pollinators, 4 Bramble Familiar, 4 Llanowar Elves. Like, it is like we're going to turbo like accelerate into this win condition.
Yeah.
I like that it's on Airbenders Ascension.
Yeah, which is
Like,
awesome.
Stock up. Nature's Rhythm is starting to see play. I remember that card was like dirt cheap. It's the
Like the Green Sun Zenith,
the harmonized
Zenith.
Yeah, I remember that card.
Yeah,
I thought that card was like really cheap, and I think it's starting to go up now.
Well, because of this deck specifically, I think is because it's so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been like $2, so it's like never been like super cheap or super expensive, but now it's like 4.
Yeah.
But we're seeing Nature's Rhythm be splashed like as one-ofs in decks because you get 2 copies of it because of Harmonize.
Yeah. Is this just like standard Splinter Twin? Is that too much of a reach here?
No, I think that's like a pretty apt description of the deck. I didn't play Splinter Twin Modern. So I think you can speak on that a lot more than I can. How was the deck? The deck was like just a control deck with Splinter Twin as like a potential combo finish.
Yeah, so it was basically you had the 4 Exarch, the 4 Pestermite, and the 4 Splinter Twin. Some variations of Kiki Jiki as well if you wanted to go that route. But for the most part, it was a Snapcaster, blue red. Sometimes Jeskai, sometimes Grixis, but it was just a bunch of tempo and control spells and counter magic and whatnot until your opponent put their shields down and you tapped and they tapped on their turn. You went, okay, cool, into your turn. Here's Pestermite, untap Splinter Twin, you're dead. So it was all about just kind of like this waiting game of I'm gonna sit here, keep the shields up, wait for you to go shields down, and then you die. That was the beauty of Splinter Twin. Your opponent was always at risk of just dying if they tried to advance their game plan.
Yeah, I
think this operates in a similar fashion.
Yeah, like so Aang at the Crossroads is that 5 mana 3/3 Aang. That I need to pick one up for Canlander because this deck I did a version of this in Canlander I brewed up, which is its ban airbend combo. But you have tutors like Green Sun Zenith and Worldly Tutor, and you're on triple Mox. I think I'm on triple Mox Natural Order. I think were my point spread.
Seems reasonable.
It seems fun. Aang lets you put in a creature card. When he enters, look at the top 5. You may put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. So you can, with enough mana, play Aang, hit an Appa, or hit another Aang, airbend this Aang, play him again for 2, and there's a lot of redundancy. You're running. It's. I don't know how good it is when you're running 4 play sets of legends. You are on both Aangs, 4 copies of 2 different Aangs, 4 copies of Appa, and 4 copies of Doc. You normally don't see standard decks run 4, or any decks modern 4 of a legendary creature, because if you draw multiples, they're dead. In this situation, they're not. And also, I don't know how Aang works if you have 2 Aang Swift Saviors. I don't know how it works if you play one to airbend one, because I don't remember when state-based actions are checked. I think you have to sacrifice one, but I don't.
Not sure.
know.
That's a good question.
I think you do. I'd be surprised if you didn't have to. When are state-based actions checked? MTG.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is that there's so many
receive priority.
There's so many cards in here that have flash that are, again, kind of to make the Splinter Twin comparison again, that if your opponent is progressing their game plan and is not aware of what you're trying to do, it is very easy for you to go, okay, you're end of your turn, here's a Aang Savior, here's Appa, and then it just goes off from there. The
and
fact
they flash.
that Crossroad Aangs can get because they flash, And the fact that Crossroads Aang can get Appa, I think might be a mistake. I mean, it's
The,
cool. Like flavally, it's cool, but that specific mana value, four is a lot. Four and
yeah,
under is a lot. You're not seeing a bunch of 5+ cards in standard usually, or any
yep.
constructed magic for that matter. And in a mid-range shell, four's kind of the sweet spot. Like, is there a card in this deck that Aang can't get?
One
No.
of Quantum Riddler. You're on
Yeah,
33.
yeah. If they're playing it, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're on like the one of Quantum Riddler, you're on 33 creatures, 22 lands, and your misses are the 22 lands. If you're the list I'm looking at, no, your other Angs you can hit, they're four or less. Oh, your other Angs at the crossroads. Yeah, so you have the 3 Angs at the crossroads, the 1 Quantum Riddler, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7 with Nature's Rhythm and Stock Up, 8, 9 with Airbender's Ascension, and then 22 lands. So you have 31. So half your deck are misses, but you're looking at 5 cards.
Yeah.
And by the time you're playing it, you're probably not on quite as many lands, ideally.
Yep.
And if you miss, you just, airbend him.
Yeah. Did you ever play Standard with Collected Company?
No, but I played a lot of Coco in Modern, and in Historic before it became what it is.
Yeah, that's
and
what
Pioneer.
This feels like. This is
yes.
Yeah. Again, how many instant speed cards just completely, up in games when your opponent goes shields down and you play it.
Yep. Or you just force it through. Like because it's at instant speed, right? So there are situations where if you have 2, you have 4 of them. There's probably going to be games where you have 2 and you're just like, play the first one at instant speed, gets countered, play the second one on your turn, or play one, gets countered. Okay, cool. Nature's Rhythm.
Yeah.
And you're paying 2 extra, right? It's X green, but it lets you put any creature onto the battlefield.
Yep.
So, like, there's
The only thing that I like that isn't here, and I don't know if this effect actually exists in Standard. It might. It's something like, Boros Charm, Indestructible Mode, Hero's Intervention, something like Heroic Intervention, something like that, to keep yourself safe from a board wipe. Because if there's a deck that's going to prey on this, it's going to be the control decks that are rocking multiple copies of Day of Judgment, or even going as far as playing Ultima, which I know some of the blue-white decks are occasionally doing. But, if this deck could play a protection spell like that, I think this deck becomes a lot more problematic.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if there is a world where you switch into, like, you board into a much... I mean, they are, right? If you look at the sideboard, they're playing Aang's Wrath.
Yeah.
Like, they're playing Aang's Iceberg, they're playing Aven Interrupter, and they're playing these cards that are not only removal. Aang's Iceberg lets you can you can exile your own creature because you can sacrifice it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even, like, you're getting these cards that are not just like proactive cards. These are very good reactive answers to removal, to board wipes, right? Like, there is a world where you can Aang's Iceberg to save your creature from a removal spell.
Yeah.
And that's not unreasonable to do if you can just airbend it again later, or just sacrifice it for 3 mana to then scry 2 and get your ETB. You have cards like Seam Rip, the in-web counter spell is seeing play from Spider-Man.
Yeah, Detect Intrusion, which is Spider Sense, I think, is what the real version is.
Yeah. Spider Sense, I think so.
If anything, this is, aside from the combo win aspect of this deck, this is really reminiscent to me, at least, from sort of the grindy nature and the reactive, proactive nature of the cards. The green-white Manifest deck from this was roll the clock
Con-
all the way back
cons, I'm assuming.
to cons. Yeah, I mean, when those board states would become blocked up, and you would have to find a way to break parity somehow. And I imagine that these Bant airbending mirrors are a nightmare to try and navigate.
Well,
I would not want to try and do this.
it's like the domain mirrors from a few pro tours ago, where you had
Oh yeah.
two 5-color domain like overlord mirrors with Zers, and you're just like
Mhm.
looking and you're like, I think you just have me, but let's, fine.
Yeah.
Like the issue, like these decks are sweet. I think the issue you have with them is they don't win the turn you combo.
Yeah, I have
You have to wait a turn. So if you're
Yeah.
playing against it, they're not bricking, but
Yeah.
you can't just scoop it up and be like, oh, I'm dead here.
Well, do
'Cause
I not have the ability to like combo off in your instep because I've got Aang and Appa at flash speed, and if I've got the Doctor in play, I should be able to combo off in your instep, untap, and attack you for lethal.
oh, I guess if you're just airbending the Appa and the Aang infinitely for the 1/1s,
Yeah,
yeah, you can.
yeah,
That's true. I forgot they both had flash because
yeah.
yeah.
Of
So
course they do.
you can yeah, why not? So you can do that at instant speed. Like that's definitely yeah, that's true. I forgot that they
Yeah,
just all had flash. Um,
good
I'm cur-
mechanic.
yeah, I'm curious what the Azorius, like the Jeskai control decks are looking like what they're doing to counteract that. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see some number of Voice of Victory's Grand Abolishers in the main. I mean, Voice of Victory probably. Um,
Yeah.
like I would expect that, just because then your opponent can't combo on your turn.
Uh,
Because Voice of Victory says you
yeah.
can't
So
cast
we
spells during your turn.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting, looking at at least this particular Jeskai control deck. It doesn't have a lot of. I mean, it has plenty of counter magic and plenty of removal, but the problem you're going to run into is that if they can combo over your ability to stop them, um, and Deshauna's Tidebinder is a huge piece out of the sideboard against these Bant decks.
Yep. Well, we're starting
Um,
to see Torpor Orbs that are in the big score be
yeah,
relevant. Torpor Orbs are really good. High Nudes are really good. So there is a lot of
I
counterplay
knew.
to the
Yeah,
deck. The question will be, how prepared were they for the deck, and how much of that do you sideboard in? And even if the deck isn't
yeah,
strong, depending on how many sideboard pieces you need against it, um, I think will determine, or how many mainboard pieces too. Um,
yeah.
like the Hogak decks, people were playing. I think they were playing like 4 ley lines main in like
Mainboard sideboard graveyard hate, and it still
yeah,
wasn't enough. Yeah,
yeah. So it's like if people start doing that to counter the deck, and that becomes normal, then I'd be concerned about bannings. But right
yeah.
now, I think we want to see how the deck performs, and it's possible that in game, it's like unlike Splinter Twin, which I'm assuming was just um very
The
good.
best time of my life.
The question will also become like, how good are the sideboard pieces in the Bant deck, and like, can you sideboard out the combo, or can you have a more transformative sideboard where you say in game 2, I don't want to, like, I'm not taking the combo out, but I'm going way more mid-rangey and just gonna like
Yeah.
outvalue instead of trying to combo.
Well, the thing about this Bant combo deck here is that yes, you can combo, but at the same time, your creatures can also attack. I mean,
Yeah,
these are not small creatures either.
yeah,
I mean, the Badger Mole Cub is an incredibly offensive threat. Bramble Familiar, 2-minute 2/2s. Aang's a 2/3, but that flies. I mean, on top of me having to respect the combo at any point in time, I'm having to stop the creatures from attacking as well.
yeah.
And to go back to the Splinter Twin thing again, is once I've got my Pester Mites and my Exarchs in play, I can start turning them sideways. And the question is, do I try and respond and kill them And if I do, I'm opening myself up to even more counterplay from the Splinter Twin deck.
Yeah.
So does the Bant deck also have the ability to say, okay, here come my creatures, okay, airbend them out, and now I'm comboing off in the midst of combat because you're
Yeah.
trying to stop my creatures. That's, I mean, show me a good mid-range deck. This is a good mid-range deck.
Yeah.
Because it has all the angles covered.
Yep. And one card too that is, don't forget, a card that's legal. And I'm looking at someone who got 5th place in a Japanese Standard Cup, Crater Hoof Behemoth. Like you're running 4 Badger Moles. You're running a bunch of mana acceleration. It's not unreasonable to like play. You also have Nature's Rhythm, so you have Green Sun for. I mean, it's a lot of mana. It's 10 mana. But if the games are going long and you have
blue-green decks can get away with that, not these Bant decks.
Well,
but hey, go off.
I'm seeing I'm seeing this guy. He's running this person's running 1 hoof, and I'm like, oh yeah, hoof is like could be really good in, yeah, but it could be really good in the deck. Because let's say if you get to a place where you just have a bunch of Badger Moles and Elves, it's not unreasonable just to slam a hoof, and you have a bunch of dorky 1/1s, and now you have a hasty Crater Hoof and like 2 other creatures, and you're killing them on turn, I don't know, 4. Like, how hard is it to get 8 mana in a deck with Badger Mole Cubs and Llanowar Elves?
Yeah, like, I mean, and I think that's, people, when they think about Badger Mole Club and the fact that people are already saying, oh, this card needs to be banned or whatever, they see those screenshots where there's 3 lands in play and a bunch of elves, but there's also Crater Hoof play on turn 4 or 5 or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's that overreaction, that overcorrection to things that, they look flashy, but the occurrence of whatever the thing is very low.
Yeah.
Take a step back.
Yeah, and now that I'm looking at it too, I've been playing Golgari Roots. Still, I love that deck. It's not as good because Tyvar's gone, Haywire Mite's gone. I put in the Duck, which you're gonna laugh at, but the Duck won me some games because I'm able to, with like Badger Mole Cubs, turn my plants into 4/0s with counters on them.
Seems good.
With Trample. But now I'm looking at Nature's Rhythm and Crater Hoof, and I'm like, the Roots deck like ramps a lot, and I can mill over Nature's Rhythm, and I can harmonize it from the graveyard. So I'm like, oh, do I maybe put like 1 hoof and like some Nature's Rhythm into the deck, or just some Nature's Rhythms into the deck now? Yeah. Anyways, the Bant deck looks sweet. I'm curious to see like what happens with it. And those are the 2 like primary decks we got out of Avatar. Lessons, like 2 completely new archetypes that could not exist without Avatar, which is cool to see. That isn't VV Cauldron, which was just like a flavor of Is It Prowess.
Yeah. And I'm glad to see that Is It Prowess is not the deck to beat either.
Yep. Esper Sultai Reanimator looks sweet.
Yep.
Using Arden, like you can reanimate Arden and Bringer of Glory, or Bringer of the Last Gift. No Zombifies, which make me sad.
I think you're okay without those, honestly.
But you have 4 Superior Spider-Man, which is Zombify, but on a creature.
Yeah, which is awesome. Or Cavero Mind Bitten, if you're the arena players.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
That's a discussion that we've had already.
Yep.
So I know you have to get going soon here, but like, it's just like some quick last thoughts on World, on Avatar and its impact in Standard. Or are you surprised that it had the impact that it did? Are you happy that it is seeing play in and like making archetypes and not just buffing current like existing things, that it is breeding new things? And we only have the set for a few weeks, so like we'll see what happens, like the reaction to Worlds, how people brew against, and like what stuff comes out after.
I think this is incredible to get 2, like we said, 2 wholly new archetypes that did not exist prior to Avatar becoming a thing in Standard. I think that's incredibly cool.
And Simic Aggro kind of taking off, where it was like seeing play, but it's like Simic Birthing Ritual in Modern, where you're like, Except that got no new toys. That people are disrespecting that deck finally as a Simic Birthing Ritual stan for a year. For a year, I'll have it known. I've been talking about that deck.
365 days. Yes, we know.
Deck is
But
good.
yeah, I mean, to see basically no movement in standard from Spider-Man, that
Yep.
obviously puts alarm bells on me for how healthy is standard. If a whole 180 some odd cards, however big that set was, made no movement on the needle,
Yep.
to see Final Fantasy really not move the needle all that much, and then here comes Avatar and just supercharges the format. We obviously Badger Cub is kind of the talk of the town, and whether or not that card survives, past next year, we will see. But to create two wholly brand new decks, especially with not just an archetype, but also a type of, I mean, I kind of put Lesson as their own kind of card. It's a mechanically unique kind of thing.
Yep.
The Lesson deck. It's not just a blue-red tempo deck, it's the Lesson deck. And as soon as you get to say a deck is a specific kind of card, that's cool. That means you've got success on your hands.
Yep.
I've built it in Arena. I'm going to play some tonight. I just need to craft some dual lands. I'll be good to go. But yeah, and especially the price of it too. Like if you discount the dual lands, the Verges and the interdimensional
multiversal passage, yeah. And we
that
should be getting
thing,
we should be getting Steam vents too, I think, with Orwin.
Yeah, January.
Which sucks.
The deck is incredibly cheap too. Which
Yeah.
sucks.
Like, it sucks that we haven't got them yet, is what I meant. Like, that we don't have them currently.
I was building the deck in Arena, and I was thinking, oh yeah, Steam Vents is legal, and I tried to add them, and it just wouldn't let me, and I thought, I own Steam Vents, right?
Now, there is one card I want to talk about. There is one card I want to talk about for the Blink deck that I'm surprised we're not seeing. I haven't played the deck, so I'm probably off base. Hide on the Ceiling, which is spectral restitching through the Omen Path from Spider-Man. It's X blue.
Oh, yeah.
It's an X blue instant. You exile X target artifacts and or creatures. Return the exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So I'm assuming it's the next end step, which is the issue. You can do that before your opponent goes to the end step, though. Like, you can say post-combat, they go to pass priority for you to, say, end the turn. You can then do it. This is also good as a way to, at the beginning of the end step, you can also pay mana, remove all of their blockers, and kill them.
Yeah. It's a flexible, but it's one of those X spells that you need to have, like blue in 1. How good is that? Blue in 2. How good is that? Blue in 3. Like, it has to scale really well, and you need to have, the requisite number of targets to actually go off with it. I think that's the thing that's holding that card back. And the fact that it's a Spider-Man card, and maybe the people that are at Worlds are just saying, you know what? We're not going to play these cards. And I hope that's what it is, and people are just boycotting the set.
So how that reads, that's a delayed trigger, right? You exile the creatures, return them to the battlefield under owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Can you counter that with Spidey Sense? Like, can you hide on the ceiling all their stuff and then counter the re-enter?
Maybe. I need to find Spidey Sense. That's a Torpor Orb, Alex. Spidey Sense MTG.
I'm curious.
Oh, Spider Sense. Counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability.
Okay, so it's not triggered because it doesn't say when.
It's not a triggered ability.
Okay,
yeah,
damn.
I think that's the kicker right there.
Ugh, cowards. Could you imagine if they did that? Anyways, I think we can wrap it up here. I know you have to get going.
Yeah, pet duty.
Yep. So, Alex, as always, where can people find you?
You can find me over on Blue Sky and nowhere else. Alex0088. I post workouts. I post comic reviews. I post some Magic screenshots from some games that I've won recently. So come over there, check me out, follow me, and if you're cool, I'll follow you back.
And as always, I'm Ben with Bathroom Brews MTG. Like, comment, subscribe. Link to the Discord down in the video description below, wherever you're listening to this. This should be going up live. I think I've been bad about uploading timely, so I'm gonna actually upload this the second we hang up. So it'll be hung up. We'll hang up. I'll throw the thumbnail up, and it'll be online. So subscribe, like, comment. Let me know your thoughts on Spider-Man, on Avatar and Secret Lairs, and like the issues with them. And also support us. Sign up to be a channel member. You get no extra content, but it gives us money so we can keep doing this, so we can tell our wives that we're actually making money from doing this and not just two white guys talking, making a podcast like everyone else does. And on that note,
that's what we're doing.
Listen, we're not red pilling. I'm gonna red pill you on Magic. Just be a Chad, counter everything.
That's what I do already. I bleed counter magic.
No, you bleed Cascade. You're a monster. And on that note, everybody.
I do both.
You're the worst type of player. And on that, we will see you guys in the next one.